So let's talk about this. This is actually a really good question. So somebody in chat asked, like, how can you document or collect all your data when you're trying to learn fighting games? Because it can get really daunting to try to learn so many different things and try to get better and try to improve and remember everything. So I'm going to give you guys some tips that I have generally used to help me remember things, and some things I hope that you can use to help you remember things. So I think the first thing is not trying to do too much all at once. I think a lot of people have a really tough time, because what they'll do is, okay, let's say you're learning a new character for the first time ever, right? Like you're learning, I got Sagat on screen here, right? You're trying to learn Sagat for the first time. You're kind of new to fighting games, or you're experienced, but you've never really like grinded before, and you've never really tried to get better, right? There are so many things to remember. There's Oki, there's knockdown, there's frame traps, there's space traps, there's combos, like drive rush combos, like all your like punish counter combos. Which one should you do? So what I'm going to say is, I would recommend writing things down. I think writing it, whether you write it down on your phone or whether you write it down in a notebook, that's fine. But what I want you to do is, I don't want you just to collect a bunch of data. All right? Because think about it. Like, I could do this. I could load up a wiki right now, like Super Combo Wiki, find all the combos, all the set play, look it up, but I don't have it memorized. Just like it's on a page. So whether it's written down on a website or whether you write it down yourself, for me personally, I don't find that writing in and of itself helps me remember more. What I would recommend doing is only write down one thing at a time. And what you're going to do is you're going to make like a little notebook, whether it's digital, like on a phone or on an iPad or like an actual piece of paper. You can write it down and only write down the one thing that you're trying to work on. Don't write down all the set play, all the data. Okay, so let's say I'm playing Sagat, right? And I'm doing my basic B&B, right? Okay, this is my basic B&B, and this is what I'm working on. All you're going to do is write down this B&B. Crouching light punch, standing light punch, medium punch, sure you can. Then you're going to do it in your matches. Doesn't matter if it's casual match, ranked match, custom room with some friends, just do it. Once you've practiced it in training mode, and then you can do it in a match, go back to your notebook and like cross it out or put a check mark beside it, and then write a new thing that you're trying to work on. This way, instead of kind of like, by writing just one thing down and then checking it off every single time, now you're actually doing things and you're learning them, and you're not moving on until you've kind of mastered the one that you're working on. Instead of kind of like halfway learning like 12 different things at the same time, you're making it so that you have one thing that you're learning, you learn the one, okay, good, I got it, move on. Next goal, next thing, okay, I got it, move on. That's going to be super helpful. Then by the end of like a week, 2 weeks, a month, you should have a whole like page of things you can do with that character. And not only is it things you can do, like all your Oki, all your set play, it's stuff that you've practiced and stuff you know you can do because you've knocked it off sequentially and you've made a checklist. Rather than having this whole document in front of you with all these different combos, all these different set plays, you learn like 5 or 6 of them at random, and then you never kind of move on. Like, how many of you guys are in a Discord, or how many guys do you have like a Google Doc of like character combos, or like character like complete guide, and you've learned like 3 out of like the 75 combos and set plays listed on that guide? I know you're there. I know you, because it's happened to me, and I know it's happened to you too. You know what I'm talking about. You don't want to be that person, because you're not internalizing anything, you're not actually getting better. So what I would say is just focus on one thing and then move on. Then another way to kind of make things easier is try to connect things as much as possible. Okay, here's what I mean. This combo, we learned that combo, right? What happens if it's blocked? All right, so you're gonna set the dummy to block. Okay, that leaves me -3. So this is a great opportunity to say, okay, well, here's my B&B. Can I get a space trap here? What happens if my opponent pushes buttons after 2 jabs, right? So what are a lot of people going to push? Crouching medium kick, right? So let's go crouching medium kick here from Akuma. Let's set it to 2. So here, my block string is over. I'm trying to walk backwards to create space. I can't walk backwards. I'm going to get clipped by crouching medium kick. What can I do to stop that? So figure that out. Yeah, I can just block. I can't backdash. Oh, look, I can throw a fireball. Okay, what else can I do? I can do a jab. I can do a 3rd jab. Do I get anything off this? Oh, look at that. So yeah, now I created a block string and say, okay, so what happens if I do that? Can they do a shoryuken through my string? Let's figure this out. Yes, they can. But I mean, if they're just DPing through it, whatever. So I think you get the point here. What I'm trying to say is create flow between your things. Don't just learn like one combo. Say, okay, here's what happens if my combo works. Here's what happens if it's blocked. What can I do in a block situation? So here, let's try this out. Let's go for medium kick. Let's set it to 3. Oh, look at this. Here, if I crouch, this hits me. If I stand, it whiffs. Here's a great spacing trap opportunity. Boom. Look at that. Okay, and then next thing you do in your notebook, you'd say, okay, I'm going to do 3 jabs. Crouching jab, the stand jab. Then I'm going to look for a whiff from my opponent. If they whiff, I'm going to do this, which is crouching medium punch, hard punch tiger combo, because on punish counter it combos. And I'm going to go into heavy DP. Then you say, great, I landed a heavy DP. What's my Oki? What's my knockdown situation? So you're going to figure that out again. You're going to go like this. Can I get meaty pressure? Let's find out. Can I get a meaty throw here? Maybe. So you're going to turn on something like crouching light punch. On wake up. Where's crouching light punch? Here we go. Yes, you get a meaty throw, which is great because now you know how to continue your pressure. So now in your notebook, you go, okay, on hit, I do DP. Medium punch DP, you don't get Oki off that. On block, you try to create a space trap. If they don't push, you don't push. Then if they push, then you go for your meaty throw against the jab, practice your thing. Then I'd say, okay, now I'm in the corner. What's my corner set play? Then you just try to create like not necessarily a flow chart, but kind of a flow chart, just like how to do it, how to keep on, like how to move through everything and how to create flow from your offense and from your defense. And like I said, write that down in your notebook. Every time you get one, put a check mark, go into online matches or offline matches, play with friends, play online against randoms, the NPCs. Once you're able to do it, check it off, then move on to the next one. And then hopefully by the end of like a week, a month, 5 years, you'll be a better player than you were when you started. And it makes getting all the data together a lot easier to remember because you've kind of internalized it before you've moved on to the next one. You won't feel so overwhelmed and kind of frustrated by the whole learning experience. And then, of course, you will forget stuff as you learn more. Like, you're going to have to go back to the beginning of your notes. But just review your notes every now and then if you feel like you're forgetting things you practiced before, and then you should be good to go. It'll take you just a second to remind yourself. Because you've already learned it once. You don't have to learn it again a second time. You have to refresh your memory. But I hope that helps, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think. And as always, thank you for watching. See you guys in the next one.